Hi everyone and welcome back to the Bods. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. You join me today for the promised review of the Black Country Brick Show 2024, which was held a couple of weekends ago. So let's get straight into it. So it's held at a school, it's a really lovely location. Don't normally get to see the entrance, but I love the archway as you enter in. Now this table was across from us, some really good Simpson scenes, and I love the fact that they're smaller than Habitat size, but still so full of details. And this is a great place to start if you're exhibiting something small, cram it full of details, enjoy the build, and then you'll probably work up to a bigger mock in the long run. But these are quite portable as well, so it's a good first start for a show. There's that Duplo shark that we all love. This row of shops was actually part of a collaborative build that they'd done a little while ago and then they brought along as well. That sort of town hall. And that's another good way to get into shows, is to do those collaborative builds. We've got some faceless Thomas the Tank Engines here, but even without the faces, you know what they are. Now there was a few Mocs that we'd seen at Bricktastic before, but this show is actually for us about spending time with friends and hanging out, because the people of West Brom, lovely as they are, aren't overly chatty with the creators. They enjoy the show, they seem like they're having lots of fun, but they're not very talkative, so we just spent the time enjoying each other's company. I really love the Beetlejuice mock there. This is Simon Scott, and we're hoping that Nightmare Before Christmas will be out soon, because we've been waiting a little while for it. I'm guessing it will come around Halloween time. We saw Victoria at Bricktastic, but I wanted to spend a little bit more time looking in at her Belleville mock, because I'm blown away by it every single time. The way she's used so many details in there. So she's got a little mini doll there as the daughter's actual doll, which I think is great. And just so many prints and things on the walls. It's just jam-packed. And then her house mock, she's added a garage into, and in fact she's using one of those pop badges there on the wall from Legoland, which I've only just got my own first ones of those. I think that's a really clever idea. The fridge is packed. It's really homely. It definitely seems like somewhere that you'd be happy to hang out. And again, the use of those other minifigures and mini dolls as toys in the bedroom. It's just so much fun. There's something going on in every single room. Nice game of chess there going on, and also the Hoover under the stairs and the lawn Hoover, as I referred to it as last time. So this is the mock that I missed out at Bricktastic. This is Endgame, I believe, Avengers. And of course the massive Jurassic Park mock was there again. So again, I've dived in a little bit more than I might have at Bricktastic, because there was just so much to see at Bricktastic. I figured here I could get a bit more detail for you. It's just so much greenery, and there's dinosaurs like at every turn. And they're not cheap, so it's impressive to see. One detail that I'd completely missed at Bricktastic was all of these little food stands with the actual large scale food on top. I think that's fantastic. Really, really love that detail. And this is the thing, although you've seen the mock before, sometimes you get a little bit more time to look at things and you'll always see something slightly different to the first time. So it's worth always taking a look. There were some games for free play. It's great use of Lego, but in an interactive way. And also, I've never heard of some of these games, so I might look some of them up. Now this is High Tea Toys, Johanna's mock, Johanna and Ollie, in fact. And this was their last outing for this, which is super, super sad because it's brought so much joy to everyone at each show. And it just looks like so much work has gone into it. I don't know how I would feel actually breaking down a mock. Thankfully, we don't need to do that for the mocks we've created so far. But I imagine there will come a point where we will have to break it down. And I just don't know how you can do it. But it was great to see it again, one last time. Why we really like the Black Country Brick Show is, one, they're very welcoming, but two, the venue is really lovely. It's nice and bright and airy, and this year we were up that extra level. They also have the 501st Garrison around, and this guy kind of creeped me out a little bit. You'll see in the video that I just disappear because I don't want to be too close to him. Quite impressive. I much prefer the Jawas personally. They're a little less creepy. Yep, there's me running away. So this is an airport terminal. There's the underground station and then the actual aeroplane. I really love the little luggage carts. Very colourful. Some great like micro scale planes in the background there as well. Now this is packed full of cars, lots of vehicles here. I think my favourite one would have to be the little toy car, the yellow and red toy car. But I do also really like the orange camper van at the back there. And of course, all those cars, you're going to need a garage. So there's a little garage to the side as well. Some Star Wars here, but slightly more colourful than normal, which I approve of. Nice clock tower there. A little rock scene, I think this is. Although this is Rick from Bricktastic as well, with his street scenes, plus the Eiffel Tower, which is looking wobblier and wobblier each time he brings it out. And he just keeps adding things as we go. I took 2 pictures, one at the start of the day and one at the end of the day. I think I'm going to play Spot the Difference with them. It's always fun to see. This is how I envisage Lego being played with. Some Star Wars portraits here. I can't remember who they were meant to be. I'm no Star Wars fan. Tell me in the comments below if you know. And then they also had Robot Wars and some different looking robots that I've not seen before. I like Thomas the Tank. He's quite cool. But my favourite one is actually on the other side. It's a chicken. Obviously, I have to love the chicken. Called Beaky. I love the mouth on that one though. Claptrap that is. And this is always fun for the kids. But yeah, look at Beaky and Cheeky. Oh, I think they're cute. There was a very impressively sized collection of Technic vehicles all along the wall in one of the rooms. And this is not something I would ever do, but I find it fascinating how you can build such massive things. And I assume that you could probably motorise these and make them work. Maybe that's just me being wrong, but just the detail on them and the size of the things. Technic is really something else, isn't it? Now you've got the recoloured old fishing store there. It looks really nice in sand blue. And then a nice little space station, I think this might be. Space scene. Lots of spacemen. Some aliens as well, for good measure. And in the background you can see the monochrome figures, which I always love to see. This is Lester's army here, and he said to me that he did not realise how much he had until he actually got them all out and laid them down. He just kept buying them, and then turns out he's got a load of them. I really love this scene. The rock work is beautiful. The rapids there and the water flowing down, so nice. And they kept changing out the trains over the weekend, so there was different trains each time. We saw the Orient Express in there as well, which looked beautiful. But such a fantastic large build. Really, really gorgeous. We had the women's football team mosaics there again. And then upstairs there was some buildings, a little boulangerie, and then a supersized boutique hotel, fully kitted out inside. Lots of fun characters in there. Another sort of space scene. Bit of a snowy space scene. Maybe this isn't a space scene. Oh, and there was a whole table full of Bionicle. And like, whilst Bionicle is really not up my street, I find the way these go together pretty fascinating. It's a shame that they were on the windowsill though, because you couldn't really capture them. But the ones down below, I mean, you can see the colours, the shapes. I mean, this one looks like he's got his legs crossed. And I recognise that one as Hoth, because I'm getting good at Star Wars. Now this was one of the playable games that they had at Bricktastic, but this was the only one there this week. And Kerry had a quick go on it. I have to admit, I thought she was making it look easy. I thought, oh, this is going to be easy. I was so bad at this, so Kerry clearly has the knack a lot more than I did. Haunted House was back, and they'd put it in a room upstairs where the lights could be turned off, so that made it extra spooky. This was in the morning when they were just doing a little bit of fixing, so the lights aren't off, but it really added to the atmosphere of that one. And they had some other things out on the table as well. Now, I found the 501st Garrison, I always find them fun, but a little bit creepy. But I did make friends with the Stormtroopers, mainly because they allowed me to shoot Ian a little bit. So that was one of the highlights of the weekend for me. Now, James did try and put extra balloons into his uphouse for the show this week, but they would not stay upright, so he had to go back to the previous number, which is a shame for him, but I'm sure he'll get it working at some point. Then I think this is Wes's Mocs here. Lots of big kind of mech looking things for me. And then this is a local pub that I believe maybe burnt down or fell down. It's called the Crooked House, and they've been told they have to rebuild it because it's an area of interest, so that's not ideal for them. And then Molyneux, which is Wolverhampton Wanderers FC's local football club. I don't know how accurate this is because I don't know the stadium, but it looks good. Also, always love the Care Bears. And I love it when people supersize Friends buildings. I think they always look so good. Now, this was at Bricktastic. I didn't feel like I gave you a good enough view of the inside at Bricktastic, so I've tried to capture every single window this time. So it's an art school. Each classroom has something going on, very busy, and I'm loving all the little bits of art stuck in there as well. These guys had got a whole display and you had to try and find the bees. So I think there were 10, maybe 12. See if you can find them all. Lots of lovely custom figs there. You've got the Thunderbirds. Now here is our mock, and I don't think I showed you well enough our micro scale coral reef. So I'll give you a better look at that. And all of those bricks is the shows we took that mock to. And then this is the full-on elves mock, adding all the colour in. I'm so proud of what we did here. I love just staring and looking at it. Finding all of the little scenes in there. And all the dragons. And then that's our daughter's mock of the butterfly field. We were next to Monarch again. Monarch had a bit of a rough ride to West Brom, and we did a lot of fixing of these modulars to get it into this state. Great team effort again, and really good fun. I kind of love a disaster because it gives you something to focus on and pull together as a team. It's not so much fun if it's you that's got the disaster, but it's nice to see. And I set up the little dog scene in the corner there. They're all after that sausage. Then of course Gaz's ridiculously big Doctor Who through the decades. So many little scenes, and he will be retiring some of these for the next show, so I'm looking forward to seeing what comes to replace it. We did have to mess with it a little bit and add a few flowers to the Daleks there. I think they look great. So this was this guy's first show, and I really loved his setup. He'd got some really nice backgrounds as well, which set off the mock really, really well. Tons of buildings in here, lots of sort of fun in the sun type things. You can see some of the Friends sets in there. So you've got the like wine restaurant or pizza restaurant, I think, to the right, but then enhanced to sort of fit in with the theme, and some of the Creator 3-in-1 modulars. I think one of the things that I liked to see is the use of the carriage wheels for like little umbrellas in this one over here. And in fact, when I pointed that out, I'd noticed that he was quite pleased that someone had spotted that. And that's the thing, you've got to engage with the creators and tell them what you like, because you'll find a detail that they're proud of and it will spark a conversation. It's really good fun. Right, we've got Polar Bricks here. He's got the Turtles one, and then the Indiana Jones scene, little cutaway so you can see it in the tunnel. And then this is the Avengers compound, I think it's called. I keep getting it wrong. But this time with lights, because at Bricktastic he'd forgotten the power supplies for his lights. Nice to see. And in fact, the blue vehicle there, you can pick it up and the light turns off and then put it down and it comes back on. Wizardry, in my opinion. Absolute magic. And of course, he wasn't on his own this time. He had his Helen, the other part of Polar Bricks, with him, and she had done such an awesome job on this Dreams mock that was signed by the designer, that plate. And it was kind of the Dreams versus the Nightmare, or the Dreams team versus the Nightmares. And the colour palettes, just the way it sort of merges there. And some of the weapons of choice are quite funny. But there was so much detail in here, and it really makes me want to get those Dream sets out and actually build them. They just look fantastic. And the two-tone of the sign is hilarious too. And look at all the little mushroom people. I need to get some more mushroom people. But again, so much to see. The Scooby-Doo's in there. All the little Z-blobs, including the teeny tiny ones. Just so good. Also, a little hidden detail underneath with a elves goblin as a troll under the bridge. Which one are you picking, Ian?
I will go with the Millennium Falcon.
Millennium Falcon for Ian. I'll go Slave 1. Ready, go. Oh no, I chose poorly. Oh, the X-Wing seems to be winning a lot at the moment. And back they go. Whee! Thank you. So these animals are beautiful. Really love them. Such cute little faces on them. And a really good variety. Even got a pigeon. And that nest. Look at the technique on the nest. So cool. I think maybe the Kingfisher was my favourite though. I think that's a really good Kingfisher. Better than the actual Lego Kingfisher. Floss was there. She was our neighbour last time we were at the Black Country Brick Show, and she does all the beautiful flowers. I can't believe how many ladybug wings she's got on that flower there. But some of the techniques she's got as well, just fantastic. And the parts usage, she's also fun to talk to. I mean, look at all the butterflies as well in there. And this one here, the poppies, that's the Doctor Strange, I think it is, cape. I mean, how cool is that? But then with the eyes in the middle, kind of creepy. The fairground was there. I really like this little train that gets pushed around. I think that's quite a cool one. And I always enjoy going and just standing and dancing to the music. Although it was really lovely to see that they turned the music off for quite an hour. So you could enjoy just watching the rides without the noise if you needed to. We've got Micropolis here. This is, I think Chefopolis or Chefcropolis. I can't remember the exact name, but it's Sheffield. Lots of things, and I love the little parade there using the animals. And again, I've seen this so many times, but I've never spotted that before. And you see the way that the plane is moving? That's because they were right by the door, and the wind was something else that weekend. So that was making the plane wobble. but so many details in here. Now the train guys were there with them really impressively sized bridge. Absolutely love this bridge. And the kids absolutely adore running around chasing the trains. And again there's Brickhenge, which I think is my favourite part of their layout. Now this is Wizard Bricks. He's got a full-scale courtyard going on there for Harry Potter. And I really like the way he lit the previous mock as well. Looks really good. And then there was a pinball machine, which I couldn't resist having a go on. This was not me. I wasn't as heavy-handed. This is actually the designer of the mock. She was trying to get it to go across that main bit. And she maybe played it a little harder than I would have, because, you know, it's hers. It's not so bad. There we go, straight across those things. That's the fun part. And then there's another one here. And I'm desperate to play this one, but I'm not sure whether you're allowed to play this one. I think it's a bit fragile. They also had the Legoland Discovery Centre people there, so they brought a few mocks along as well. I really like the Skull Cave. And then this castle, greenery. Oh, it's the Wizard of Oz castle, I've just realised. What's the word? The Emerald City, that's the one. Again, sometimes you miss details. You just look at them for 2 seconds and then you forget to look a little harder and really work out what they are. And sometimes it's just about dressing up your sets. So those are the brick heads there in the goldfish bowls, but then with added extras to make them really pop. And sometimes add lights. These lights really, really sparkled. And you've got a little goat army going on there. One's looking a bit sad. And then another goat's down here. Poor goat. Someone else had the same concept of doing the nightmare versus the dream people from Dreams. Beautiful colouring. I really love those blue leaves from the treehouse. Works really well. And far enough away from the other Dreams mock that you could enjoy both. You can see the GBC in the background there. I'll link up our GBC video if you want to watch that. This is the brick separator, or the piece separator. So it goes up the very long conveyor belt, round the spinny thing, and some bits fall on one side, in there, and some bits fall on the other side there. Now there was a Mick bee, I'm calling it because it's Mickey Mouse as a bee. And then this shark, I love it, but it's also a little bit creepy looking. And it feels like it has ears. I don't know if sharks have ears. Now, right up on the top of this tower, halfway up, there is a balcony scene of, I think it's Michael Jackson throwing blanket over, you know, as you do. Again, hidden details in the mocks make it so much more fun. Ooh, Rainbow Batman. Now, Lee was there with his Muppets Theatre, and this is on Lego Ideas, and he found the perfect shirt to wear. Look how cool that shirt is. And he's also now got his Wednesday mock as well, spinning around on the side there. It's the Wright brothers and some archaeological digs and things, and a little medieval scene here. You got the little church. Someone was looking inside this, but look at the detail on that church. I mean, that is outstanding. And because the tower was off, I took the opportunity to have a little look in. It was a little dark, so Simon lit it up for me with his torch, which was super helpful. Look at it, so beautiful. And there's it with its top back on. Such a fantastic show, but for us, this show was truly about friends. And this is us at the very end as we were waving goodbye. We had a fantastic time. We're definitely going to go again next year. And I think it's just going to keep getting bigger and better. Let me know in the comments below what your favourite mock at this year's show was. Also, if you want to see other shows, I'll link up our show playlist at the end. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss an update. See you later.